Hello, readers. For my regular viewers here on the Book Supplier, I just want to let you I'm teaching again. And today I'm kind of doing an AMA for my students. This is an example of a vlog. So I'm taking their questions and I'm going to answer them. Robert and Jonathan, feel free to skip all the way to the end and play the end screen over until your heart's content. So, my EDLT 368 students, so you had some questions that you left me in your last reflection and some concerns, and so I want to take some time and address those. One of the first comments that we had was about how to implement curriculum in an online environment, moving to an online environment out of necessity. And let me tell you, so I work with the school district, and it's definitely been a learning process. We're kind of figuring it out as we go. A lot of teachers don't have experience with online teaching. A lot of our students don't have access at home. So those are kind of the things that you have to think about when designing curricula for students at home. Now, the thing that's happening in, at the very least, our state now, and with a lot of school districts, is that teachers are putting together like review type packet things for the students. That way they can continue practicing what they've already learned, but no new information is being sent home. So they don't have to learn anything new, they're just practicing what they've already learned. So some of you are worried about doing new things with technology, and here's what I will say. There's this quote that I've used with my students in the past is, ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail again, fail better. The idea behind that, I think it was somebody named Beckett, but I'm not sure. The idea behind that is you can't be afraid of failure because failure is a learning experience. It's not really failure if you take it and you do something different with it. So, for example, if you tried to create your infographic on Canva and it came out looking a mess and you decided to say, I'm going to start over. These are the things I'm not going to do that I did last time, and I'm going to try again. And, sometimes it takes a couple of tries, and that's okay. This is a learning process. This is a big one, and this is a thing that I've experienced in my own teaching experiences. What if students don't have access to the technology? What if the school district doesn't have access to the technology? And that is, maybe your school's not a one-to-one, which means there's one device for every student. That's when you have to get a little creative, because the world that we are sending our students into is a world where they have to know digital citizenship. Okay, they have to be able to navigate in online spaces and hopefully consider the humanity of the person on the other end of the computer or the other end of their cell phone or on the other end of the internet. So one of the things that I did in my classroom when I was first starting out and I didn't have a lot of technology was we had a couple of laptops, and my students really had to learn how to work in teams. A lot of the work we do, even teaching now, is the planning and the conceptualization of lessons is done in teams. So I used the absence of technology to build other skills through what little technology we had. So they learned how to navigate Google Docs, and they learned how to navigate an LMS. I used Edmodo for my LMS. At the time, even though we didn't have a lot of technology, you can still teach the tenets of especially digital citizenship. The next two I'm going to combine together. Some of you have said, and I've seen this several times, I'm not tech savvy. And one of you posed a question, is everyone ready? And I took that to mean, is everyone ready to integrate technology? The answer is no. Even in-service teachers now, there are some teachers who are not prepared to integrate technology. But as someone going into the teaching profession, I think it is one of the places where the newbies, the youngins, can teach some of the more established teachers something new, and then it becomes a real collaboration, a real professional learning network, just a face-to-face one, because everybody has something to contribute. So you teach teachers how to use technology, they might teach you about lesson planning or how to conceptualize different standards or content or whatever. This next one, this has happened to me. What if I hit a button and everything deletes because I'm not super good with technology. Well, let me tell you, that's a rite of passage. I will also tell you that even people who are good with technology sometimes make a funky keystroke and everything goes away. My students have made keystrokes and everything goes away. The first thing you try, Control Z. That's your undo button. And a lot of times, especially if you haven't closed the window, that'll fix it. My experience, I was writing a paper and I had like several windows open and I closed the wrong window and didn't save. And at that point, it sucks. I mean, to be perfectly honest, but you have to start over. But you start over with all of the knowledge of the work that you've already done. So in essence, the idea is the second time around, it's better, but it does really stink that you've got to do it more than once. And our final question from last week's reflections, is it better to use different tools for different subjects or the same tool for multiple subjects? It really depends on the tool. There are a number of tools that are cross-curricular. So you could use the same tool in social studies as you do in science, as you do in English, as you do in health class. The advantage to using the same tool is that you don't have to teach the student the tool again. So let's say I use let's say Twitter, because that's what we're working with. I use Twitter in English class and I have the kids first, and not only do I have to teach them the content and how to demonstrate their understanding of the content in my ELA class, I also have to teach them how to use Twitter. Now let's say their second period class is math class and they're also using Twitter. Math teachers have an advantage now because all they have to do is say, here is what I need you to post. They don't have to teach all of the students how to use Twitter again because that's already been done. So that's the advantage of using the same tool in multiple classes. That's not going to work for all tools, however. So that is my AMA for this week. I hope you found the information helpful. To readers who have made it this far, I've missed you. To my students, my techies, I will see you in class on Monday next week. Anything you need in between then, you know how to hit me up, do so. Or, you can leave it in the comments. And I will see you there soon. So for my readers, until then, I'm the supplier wishing happy reading, and don't forget to be awesome. Hello! Welcome to the In Screen, wherein I tell you all about the places you can find me on the internet. My website is thebooksupplier.com, and you can find me at the Book Supplier at all of those places listed up in the corner, and I really hope I'm pointing in the right direction. Also, you can subscribe to the channel down here in this corner, and below you can leave comments. I like talking to people on the internet. Leave comments. Okay, I'm actually gonna get out of here now.